Hello and welcome to the 1 Minute Rewatch. I'm TC DeWitt and today I shall be the fairest critic of them all. April is here and the month of Fools offers us a brief reprieve from superhero madness with movies like The Boss, Ratchet and Clank, Jungle Book, Barbershop, The Next Generation, Hardcore Henry, Keanu, and Huntsman, Winter's War. Yes, The Huntsman, sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman, which is a part of the, hey, let's just make a live-action version of every classic Disney fairy tale because they're public domain, which means we don't have to pay for the rights. I know that fairy tales are classic stories and they should be shared again and again, but why not share the ones we already have instead of remaking these things? We got Maleficent and that was garbage. We got 11 live-action Cinderella movies. 11! We got Peter Pan who keeps trying to fly and fall on his ass. We got 2 new Jungle Book movies coming out and we already had a live-action one in the 90s. We got a live-action Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and don't even get me started on Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, and now we have this prequel/sequel to Snow White, and Snow White's not even in it, so what the hell are we even doing here? Okay. Let's do the review. Snow White and the Huntsman is a 2012 dark fantasy action-adventure film based on, what else? Snow White by the Brothers Grimm. Directed by Rupert Saunders and released by Universal Pictures. You got Kristen Stewart as Snow White, Charlize Theron as the evil queen Ravenna, and Chris Hemsworth as Eric, the titular huntsman. In this version, the evil queen promises Eric she'll bring his dead wife back to life if he brings her Snow's heart. But he ends up being all noble, so the evil queen does the whole apple bit, and various divergences from the plot we all know occur. No more singing birds and cute little people. This thing's got tree giants, murder, and more practical effects than all 3 Hobbit movies combined. It actually received 2 Oscar nominations for visual effects and costumes. Oscar nominations for this movie. Crazy, right? Magic mirror on the wall. That's the correct way to say it, by the way, not mirror. Man, I got a bug up my butt today. Anyway. Magic mirror on the wall. Start the timer. Fairy tales are morality tales, not blockbusters. Trying to turn Snow White into some sort of Lord of the Rings is just silly, but I get it. It's royalty-free name recognitions. As far as these reimaginings go, this one's got some bite to it. Great cinematography, costuming, score, lots of real locations, which help with the epic scope far better than every other once upon a CGI we keep getting. And tonally, it's pretty damn dark. Less Disney-fied. Cool your jets, hipster. 1,000 years ago, it was easier to tell someone not to be a dick when mermaids died on beaches and princes were allowed to roofie princesses and have unconscious babies with them, okay? Hemsworth proves his range is limited to a pretty small fantasy circle, but he's good in that circle and he clearly enjoys doing what he's doing. And Charlize, whew, I mean, milk bath, that's pretty awesome, but come on, aren't you better than this? You confuse me. But let's get to the heart of the matter. Kristen Stewart will forever be tainted by the stench of Twilight, and yes, that is a stank to be stunk with. But what this movie proves is that given a little better content and actual direction, Kristen Stewart isn't that bad. Is she amazing? No. But by no means is she Bella bad. This movie isn't great. I really expected to tear into it on this rewatch. It's got some pacing and focus issues, and after the saving kiss, it swings into over-the-top fantasy battle movie. But there's some nice twists and turns on the old tale. And since we've been bombarded with crap since, Snow White and the Huntsman is actually better now than on its first viewing. There's enough good to make it enjoyable, but enough dull to make it forgettable. But on production value alone, this movie actually deserves a watch. That's why, shockingly, I'm giving this movie 2.5 poison apples out of 5. No, seriously, I know it's hard to imagine that I'm even recommending this a little bit. It's average, but there's some decent stuff here. And yes, Kristen Stewart happens to be one of them. And yes, I know that's crazy because she always seems like she doesn't give 2 flying craps about who she is or what she's doing or the fact that she's famous. And geez, Kristen, I'm sorry it's so inconvenient for you to be who you are in the position you're in. I know plenty of people who would take over work. Woo! Alright, thanks as always for watching. If you have a thing or two to say about Snow White and the Huntsman, just comment below. Or if you want to see me review something in the future, just let me know. And since you're here, hit the subscribe button. Check out all the things we have here at the BitLife Show. We got Bit by Block, working title, and check out my huntsman, Chad Halverson, over at the 1 Minute Gamer. He makes Chris Hemsworth look like a dirty bum. That's all for the 1 Minute Rewatch this time. I am TC DeWitt, and you can't say the 7 dwarves as fast as I can. Happy Bachelor Sleep Sneezy Grumpy Dopey Doc. Boom!
I know that light burns in all of you! Those embers must turn to flame. Iron into sword. I will become your weapon. Forged by the fierce fire that I know is in your hearts. For I have seen what she sees. I know what she knows. I can kill her.
Happy Bachelor Sleepy Sneezy Grumpy Dopey Doc. 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 Happy Bachelor Sleepy Sneezy Grumpy Dopey Doc.